Hello, welcome to Mosey TV. My name is Jones, and it is time to bring you some updates from the world of sports. But then today our updates would take a different form because we would like to talk about the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth. May her soul rest in peace. She is no more. But then this woman has actually done a lot for sports. She has actually, over her 70-year reign, actually been served as Britain's monarch, and many sports fans would cherish the memories they have of her attendance at some occasions around the world. So we are going to look at some pictures and we'll look at some images of the Queen attending some sports events across her 70-year reign and across the globe. So let's start off from the Queen's first outing. So the Queen was present at the Royal Ascot, one of Britain's most well-known race courses, opening meeting in June 1952. Her first outing after ascending to the throne. So in 1952, she was at the Royal Ascot there, and then also in 1954, the Queen was at the Davis Cup in Australia. She was at the Davis Cup in Australia. Also in 1957, the Queen presented to Athena Gibson, the first black champion of Wimbledon. So the Queen was also there at 1957. Now, in 1958, after Nottingham Forest defeated Luton Town 2-1 at Wembley Stadium, the Queen, Her Majesty, presented the trophy, the FA Cup trophy, to Jack Burkett. Yes, so after Nottingham Forest, they won in 1958. The Queen was the one who presented the trophy to the captain of Nottingham Forest, Jack Burkett. Now, in 1962, Martin Mulligan in the Wimbledon Gentlemen's Singles Final was awarded the trophy by the Queen. Also in 1966, yes, the World Cup final at Wembley Stadium, the Queen awarded England captain Bobby Moore with the Jules Rimet Trophy as England prepares to celebrate victory. So in the 1966 World Cup, the Queen was there as well. Now let's look at 1969. The Queen, Her Majesty, and German physician Ludwig Guttmann watched the javelin competition at the Stoke Mandeville Games in Aylesbury in 1969. Also, the Queen got in a bit of a tangle while handling Debbie Brill of Canada a gold medal after she won the high jump event at the 1970 Commonwealth Games. So at the 1970 Commonwealth Games, the Queen, she gave a medal to Canadian Debbie Brill there. So let's move to 1972, where the Queen also she was at the match between Cambridge and Oxford. Yes, so she met the Cambridge rugby squad, of course, the rugby squad. She met them and shook hands with all the players there. And at the 1974 Commonwealth Games in Christchurch, New Zealand, Queen Elizabeth presented medals, although this time she managed to avoid tangles with the prize. Yes. Now, in 1979, the Queen, Her Majesty, visited Saudi Arabia with her husband Prince Philip and watched camel racing in Riyadh while other onlookers cheered them on. So the Queen was at Saudi Arabia to watch camel racing. The Queen also, with the U.S. President George Bush, the then U.S. President George Bush, and Barbara Bush and Prince Philip, made an appearance at the Orioles versus Oakland Athletics baseball game in Baltimore in 1991. So in 1991, the Queen was at a baseball game in Baltimore. In 1996, at Wembley Stadium, the Queen handed the European Championship trophy to Germany, who had defeated England on penalties in the semi-final. So the Queen had to watch her own team beaten by Germany, but in Wembley. But then she had to present the trophy to them as the monarch there. Painful one, I believe. Now, during a 1998 visit to Malaysia, Queen Elizabeth defied royal protocol by signing a football for a young Manchester United supporter there. So she was not supposed to do that, but then the Queen defied protocol and she had to sign a football for a young Manchester United supporter. Let's talk about 1999, where the Queen shook hands with Australians John Eales following the 1999 Rugby World Cup final in Cardiff. Now, at the beginning of the 2002 Commonwealth Games, David Beckham joined Kirsty Howard, aged at 6, to present the Queen with her Jubilee baton following its final lap around Manchester. So after the Jubilee baton was moved around Manchester, David Beckham and Kirsty Howard presented the Queen with a baton in 2002 in the Commonwealth Games. Now, in 2003, the Queen met England's captain Martin Johnson and coach Clive Woodward at Buckingham Palace after their victory in the Rugby World Cup. Moving on to 2007, the Queen met Peter Hillwood, the chairman of Arsenal, and manager Arsene Wenger in 2007. So in 2007, yes, Arsene Wenger met the Queen, of course, and the chairman of Arsenal then Peter Hillwood. He also met the Queen there. Now, in 2008, during a reception at Buckingham Palace for the 2008 Great Britain Olympics team, the Queen shook hands with Olympic medalists from the men's 8 rowing squad. Also, during a 2008 visit to Slovakia, Queen Elizabeth tried her aim by launching the park to begin a hockey game between Aqua City proper and then Guildford Flames. So she was also at a hockey game in 2008 in Slovakia. Now, in 2010 in Wimbledon, Andy Murray encountered Her Majesty, and 3 years later he would take the title. So during the same tournament, the Queen also met other players such as Serena Williams and Roger Federer. So in 2010, the Queen met Andy Murray, Serena Williams, and then Roger Federer in tennis there. Now, let's talk about 2012, where the opening ceremony of the 2012 London Olympics featured the Queen speaking in front of millions of viewers across the world. So one of the moments where she actually spoke at the event. So in 2012, the Queen she gave a speech, of course, at the Olympics, where a lot of people, millions of viewers, watched her speak there. Now we can talk about 2013. So before the cricket game of the Ashes Test of 2013 at Lord's, the then England captain Alastair Cook introduced the Queen to the whole cricket squad there. So in 2013, the Queen was also at a cricket game. Now there's a Chris Hoare Velodrome cycling. Yes. The cycling game, of course, at the 2014 Commonwealth Games was where the Queen and Prince was seen. They were seen they were seen, Prince Philip and the Queen, they were seen at the Commonwealth Games in 2014. Now, in 2020 in London, Her Majesty shook hands with boxing champion Anthony Joseph as she left the Commonwealth Day service there. So there you have it. We've seen that the Queen has been to boxing, cycling, she's been to cricket games, she has been to the Olympics, she's been to tennis games, she has been to hockey games. She has met a lot of people, met even Arsene Wenger. She has also been to rugby games. She has even received a baton at 2002 Commonwealth Games. Of course, the Queen has been all over the world of sports, and she will be greatly missed, but this has been a life well lived. So that's all. And for the Queen, and then how far she has come with sports all over her 70-year reign as Queen. Don't forget to send this link to some friends who would also want to know about the Queen's journey